Roland Rat is a British television puppet character. He was created, operated and voiced by David Claridge, who had previously been behind the Mooncat puppet in the children's ITV television programme Get Up and Go. He worked for Jim Henson, then the second series of The Young Ones. Claridge would later operate and voice Brian the Dinosaur for BBC's Parallel 9, create and direct Happy Monsters, a preschool series for Channel 5, and shoot a CGI series Mozart's Dog for Paramount Comedy. Character summary: Roland lived beneath King's Cross railway station in the Rat Cave. He had an infant brother called Little Reggie and had a girlfriend, Glenys the guinea pig. His colleagues included Door Welsh technical whiz Errol the hamster and over-enthusiastic self-appointed #1 rat fan Kevin the gerbil, who came from Leeds and loved pink buckets. Claridge actually voiced all the main characters: Roland Rat, Errol the hamster, Kevin the gerbil, Little Reggie, Fergie the ferret and Roland's father Freddie, and they often appeared on screen together. Roland Rat's car, the Ratmobile, is a bright pink 1953 Ford Anglia. Roland was notable for his brash and confident personality, which writer Colin Bostock Smith states was established by Claridge and writer Richard Curtis. History =TVM=, Roland Rat first appeared on Friday 1 April 1983 on the ailing breakfast television network TVM, and is generally regarded as its savior, being described as the only rat to join a sinking ship. After a couple of months on TVM, Roland took the audience from 100,000 to 1.8 million. Roland was launched at TVM by children's editor Anne Wood to give kids entertainment during the Easter holidays. Initially, Roland was featured as the host of the Shed Vision show, allegedly broadcast from a wooden shack on the roof of TVM studios. On the strength of this, Roland was soon given a regular slot every morning introducing cartoons for younger viewers. Arguably Roland Rat's golden age was the period from summer 1983 until summer 1985. During this period, Roland and Friends would feature in a half-hour episode transmitted on school holiday weekdays on TVM from 0850. The school summer holidays of 1983 and 1984 saw Rat on the Road, in which Roland and Kevin would spend each week in a different town of the United Kingdom. One notable highlight during this period was the visit of Austrian racing driver Roland Ratzenberger, who appeared on the show in a motor race against the Ratmobile, ending with Ratzenberger's car being sabotaged by his near namesake. The character of Errol the hamster was gradually drafted in during the first years of ET technician responsible for running the cartoons inserted into the show. Errol eventually joined Roland and Kevin on location at Christmas in 1983 for Roland's Winter Wonderland, which saw Roland, Kevin and Errol enjoying a skiing holiday together in Switzerland. The following year at Easter, Roland Rat hosted the show Roland Goes East, set in Kowloon, Hong Kong, and covering the ill-fated film shoot of Roland's attempted movie debut, a martial arts film entitled Enter the Rodent. Christmas 1984 saw Roland's Countdown to Christmas. TVAM sold Roland Rat advent calendars, with Roland opening each door with the viewers at 7:20 am every day. The final door had Roland and his friends in the snow. The Easter 1985 holidays saw Operation FOGI, which revolved around the gang's attempts, eventually successful, to liberate Glenys the guinea pig from her life in the pets department of Harrods. Roland last appeared on TVM at the end of August 1985, when the last summer holiday slot was broadcast. BBC On October 3, 1985, he transferred to the BBC, for a 3-year contract. Roland said, "I saved fam and now I'm here to save the BBC." Roland had a number of shows through his time at the BBC, most notably Roland Rat the series, a chat show set in Roland's sewer home, now converted into a high-tech media centre called the Rat Cave. In a similar manner to The Muppet Show and its sequels, the show would intersperse the chat show segments with a storyline involving some sort of situation behind the scenes. These series also featured Roland's parents, Iris and Freddie, his pet flea Colin, and his agent Desi de Farsi. His girlfriend Glenys was replaced at this time with a flashier character called Roxanne Rat. He also appeared in 2 spoof drama series, Tales of the Road and Sherlock Holmes, in which he played Holmes with Kevin as Dr. Watson, and Ratman, a Batman spoof with Kevin as his sidekick, Pink Bucket Man. During Christmas 1985, British Telecom operated a free Rat phone number on 0800 800 800. Channel 5 . In the late 1990s he made a series for Channel 5, called L.A. Rat, which featured Roland and friends living in Los Angeles. In 2003 Roland was a guest presenter for ITV Children's CITV. Other appearances: Roland appeared on Big Brother UK 2004 in a task that involved the housemates playing a version of 20 questions in order to guess the identity of various celebrities. While the celebrities could only answer questions with yes or no, housemate Stuart did not recognize Roland even after his identity was revealed. In December 2007, Roland Rat appeared on a puppet special of The Weakest Link hosted by Anne Robinson, which was originally broadcast on Friday 28 December 2007 at 18 Greenwich Mean Time on BBC One. Roland reached a final round with Sue from The City Show, which went to sudden death after initially drawing with 4 points each. Roland ultimately lost out to Sue's superior wisdom in the tense final standoff. Roland appeared in the 4th episode of the second series of Ashes to Ashes. This appearance was anachronistic, as the show is set in 1982, whereas Roland didn't debut until the following year. In 2008, Roland released a Christmas single, Ding Dong, featuring Kevin, Errol and Reggie, available for download. On the 11th February 2010, whilst making an appearance on BBC's The One Show to answer a question about how children's programmes have changed over the years, Roland Rat spent so much time joking about the presenters that Adrian ended the interview before he answered the question. In 2013 he has also offered to save struggling ITV breakfast show Daybreak by stepping in and repeating the astonishing turnaround he achieved in the 1980s for TVM. Music. Between 1983 and 1985, Roland had 3 UK chart hit singles including Rat Rapping, and an album, the cassette of the album. A cassette version of the recording, entitled The Album, was released concurrently. The cassette recording claimed to be the LP recording, and vice versa. Spoken word sketches at the starts and ends of the sides on both releases revealed this to have been the result of a mix-up which could not be rectified for financial reasons. Each of the main characters contributed a song: Kevin the Gerbils were My Roland, and Pink Bucket Reggae. Reggie's song was It's Great Here, In It, and Errol the Hamster contributed Leaks Are Wonderful, Leaks Are Nice. A follow-up LP, Living Legend, was produced by Stock Aitken Waterman. Kevin the Gerbil also had a top 50 single, Summer Holiday, used as the theme to the second series of Rat on the Road. TVM serials: The Spectacular Shed Vision show set in a shed on the roof of the TVAM studios. Rat on the Road introduced Errol the Hamster in the final edition, although Roland had ordered him by walkie-talkie to run VT, whenever it was time for the cartoon to air. Roland's Winter Wonderland, filmed in Switzerland. Roland Goes East, filmed in Hong Kong. Introduced Little Reggie. Rat on the Road 2, featured Kevin's cover of Summer Holiday and Roland's cover of Love Me Tender. Operation FOGI, introduced Glennis the guinea pig, who was rescued from the pet department in Harrod as a result of Operation FOGI. Roland's Countdown to Christmas, featured Roland and friends singing a rewritten version of the 12 Days of Christmas featuring such paraphernalia associated with the show as Kevin's Pink Bucket, Errol's favorite leek pie, and a Roland Rat superstar cap. Roland's Rat Race, featured James Saxon as Roland's incompetent friend and Comandesse de Farcy. The OWRAS Summer Special, this stood for Official Worldwide Roland Rat Appreciation Society. Broadcast in the summer of 1985, a studio-based program like The Spectacular Shed Vision show in the half-term series Roland Live. The last TVM Roland Rat series. Video game: in 1985 Ocean Software produced a game called Roland's Rat Race for the ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64. The player had to guide Roland through the sewers of London and collect 9 pieces of a door which, when complete, would allow him to rescue his companions in time for an appearance on TVM. Roland had to avoid enemies in the form of animated Wellington boots which could be temporarily incapacitated with a squirt of glue, which could also be used to stop tube trains in order to ride on them. Merchandise. Roland Rat merchandising was extensive and the Hasbro range of soft toys was hugely popular. Roland has appeared on hundreds of items ranging from toothbrushes to wallpaper, bedding, stationery, mugs, canned pasta and children's glasses by Doland and Aitchison. Recent merchandise included a talking Roland Rat soft toy, fancy dress outfit, online game, and Asda's George Clothing teamed up with Roland to launch a new range of rat-themed clothing, including socks, t-shirts, underwear and superstar lounge pants. UK releases: Thorn Emmy, BBC Video, Contender Entertainment Group, Digital Classics DVD. References. External links: Roland Rat at the Internet Movie Database, fan website.